Alright, what's going on guys, Mods here, welcome back to some more Advanced Warfare. For today's gameplay, what you guys are going to be watching in the background is actually my first ever DNA bomb playing on the map Solar. I really do enjoy playing on the map Solar. I think this is probably one of my favourite maps. I really do well on this map. And yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you guys do, be sure to drop a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Tell me if you guys have got, any DNA bombs or anything like that. I'd be curious to find out if you guys have or not. Anyway, for today's video, I thought I would talk about the good things about Advanced Warfare and also the negative things. Now, this isn't me complaining or bitching or anything like that. I really do enjoy this game. I think it's great. I think the flow of the game is actually pretty good. Apart from sometimes where you do have people who sit on roofs all game. But that is expected, everyone's adjusting to the game and people adjust to the game differently. Some people would rather sit on top of buildings than run around and use all the exo movements and stuff like that. And speaking of exo movements, I think it works really good in this game. I think exo, or the whole exo thing is actually really good and I'm enjoying it a lot. Especially if you're in a gunfight or anything like that, you can actually outplay people, you can strafe to the side, slide to the side and stuff like that. And especially if people like hiding behind certain head glitches and stuff like that, you can actually jump over their head and end up, decimating them. So I think the exo things, that's a positive right there. The maps in the game, I think are, most of them are pretty good. There's only probably one or two maps that I think are pretty awful, but all the rest of the maps are fairly decent. Another thing that I do not really like about this game is the kill streaks. I think the way that the kill streaks is set and stuff like that, I think they need a buff. I think all the kill streaks need a buff and I don't think they do enough damage or they don't get you enough kills. At the moment in this gameplay, I was running the UAV with the threat detection upgrade on it, along with the system hack. And what I like to do with the system hack, I like to upgrade it to make it have disable exo abilities for the other team. I think that works pretty well as well. Another thing that I do I'm not really too keen on is the perk system, the way that the perks are like laid out and stuff like that. I think they need to adjust the way that some perks are in certain categories, like Ghost and Blind Eye. They're in two different categories. I think they need to fix that. Maybe even put Scavenger in the first tier. Maybe have, a choice between Ghost, Scavenger, and Toughness in the first tier. That would be pretty cool, so you can only have maybe two of them. And most of the time people would probably go Toughness and Scavenger over Ghost, because at the moment, another thing that is a issue is that a lot of people are running low profile, which becomes annoying, especially when you don't have a VSAT in this game. I think they really should have added a VSAT or something like that. Of course, you have the threat detection, which it works pretty well. But of course, if people are running low profile, then they're not going to come up on the threat detection. And then that kill streak is pretty pointless. So I think they need to have something that counters low profile, because at the moment, there isn't anything to counter low profile, which is kind of annoying. Especially when you are trying to get a DNA bomb. Most of the time, you come against people that are running it, like especially noobs as well, because you can get low profile straight off the bat. As soon as you make a class setup, you can put low profile on, and that gets kind of annoying at times. Another thing that I am enjoying about this game is that the flow. It's really fast paced. It's not like, Call of Duty Ghosts where people are sitting in corners and people aren't moving and stuff like that. People are, actually moving. I was playing a ground war game before, and people were like actually moving around the map, jumping left, right, and center. And it gets intense, especially when you're playing ground war, when it's 9v9. And even hardpoint. Hardpoint goes off in this game. I'm glad they have introduced that back as well. But at the moment, I'm enjoying the game, even though, I have been talking about a few negative things. I think overall, the game is great. I'm loving it. It's hard at times, especially going for a DNA bomb. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, be sure to drop a like. Tell me your thoughts down below. Tell me what you guys think needs to be fixed in the game, or tell me if you guys are struggling. But that's about it. Catch you guys in my next video. Take care and goodbye.